Alright, so this is a review that I said quite a while ago on this channel that I was going to be making. It wasn't until just recently that I got a camera, but I'm actually going to be able to review the Green Lantern Classics line from the DC Universe. You can see here, see, this came in the package. I actually still have the package, or mostly. Let me get him out of the way for a second. It's a normal blister pack, the cardboard backing with all the co-cells, and then the Build-A-Figure set. It's got history and stats and all that kind of stuff. This one is actually the sneak preview figure from what would have been the sneak preview of the movie at the time, but you know, the movie has come out now. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the normal packaging. There was an insert that went here that actually held the figure in it, but that I don't have anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and get onto the figure. I do plan to do a review for all the co-cells, each one, and also the Build-A-Figure itself. Now, as far as DC is concerned, I'm not a big fan, and I'm not very familiar with the characters, so I, won't really know anything about that. But onto the figure. This was the first figure that I actually saw. Let me move the camera for a second. Yeah, this is the first figure that I actually saw in the line. I've always liked the DC Universe line. Right here. I've been a really big fan of this line since the first figure that I got. I think the first figure I got was like a Superman. Pretty much they all use the same body. Obviously this one, they don't use the same body on this one. This one's a completely different mold from all the other figures. But they pretty much all use the same body, different heads, sculpts, different paint schemes. Occasionally they'll have different hands, but for the most part they're all the same. I think that's a really good format for that particular type of line. I wouldn't necessarily consider them a repaint, more like just a retooling. But this guy is completely original. Nothing on him is like any other figure. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with the articulation, which is one of my many problems with this figure. He looks like he would move really nicely, but he doesn't. So basically you have swivel, just swivel at the elbow here. One thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to point out the ring, because I'm going to really enjoy the fact that all these figures, have their ring of power or whatever. I'm not too familiar with the Green Lantern, but it's okay. So we got swivel there. At the elbow, it's a swivel with a ratchet, I guess you could say. So that's pretty nice there. These little bits right here are actually like a soft rubbery plastic, you can see. They're connected there by a ball joint. The neck is also on a ball joint. The neck itself goes down into the body, and then the ball joint is inside here. The waist is on a type of ball joint, I believe. It's kind of hard to see in there, but there's a little ball joint in there. The legs are just on swivels, and then the knees are on swivels. You can get some pretty interesting, movements of him, but for the most part, I mean, the articulation on this dude is not that great. A lot of him is soft, rubbery plastic. Like, this is soft, and these are soft so that, kids don't, like, stab their eyes out. His fingers are also soft. These things down here are soft, but not quite the same material as these. He's different from the other figures. Like, this is one of the figures in the line. He looks more like a comic book character. He looks more like an alien from a movie. Which, as I said, it's exactly what he is. He's a sneak peek movie figure, meaning that he was released. He was going to be in the movie, which he is. Whenever I watched the movie, I was looking for him the whole time, and then he dies at the very end. He's in the movie for 1 second, and boom, he's gone. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it's an okay figure. I mean, if you were like me and you ran out and got it before the movie, I don't know how good of a choice that was. I still do want the movie figure of the Green Lantern, just because I'm a really big fan of the DC Universe line. See, right there? I like the DC Universe figures. I'm not really even a big fan of DC, but I just enjoy the figures thoroughly. I think they're very fun. They're nice playability. They don't have little gimmicks where you push a button on the back and the arm flies up, or they do a kick or something like that. You know, it's just, they're just nice figures. They're just nice collectibles. They're nice to play with if you're a kid. You know, that's one of the things that I look for in a toy, is I look for the playability. And to me, a toy with a gimmick like you push a button and his chest glows, that's not playable, really. But onto the detail, though, like, there's a lot of nice detail. Now, there's actually some paint wearing on this figure, because I've had these for a long time. I just haven't been able to do a review of it, because it wasn't until now that I got this nice camera that you're looking at. Looking through. You're not really looking at the camera, so... yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of nice detail in this. Like, the coloring is really nice. How this is like a shiny green, and then you can see the Green Lantern Corps symbol, or... you know, and then there's the ring again, which not sure how well this is going to show up. Let it focus. If it will. There we go. See, that is some nice detail in that ring. I mean, it looks like you could actually slide the ring off, but you can't. But I mean, like, he looks like an alien. You know, there's detail all the way down to these things. I would have liked it if these were maybe a different color, but I don't really remember from the movie if he was, if the tips were a different color. I didn't really get that good of a shot of him. I'm not going to speculate on the movie. It's one of those things where I didn't really like it that much. I might do a review of the movie itself, but I highly doubt it. Like, personally, I didn't like the movie. So I just lied to you. I said I'm not going to speculate, and I totally just speculated. But yeah, I mean, I was disappointed. But yeah, so that's the first figure. He comes with one part of the Build-A-Figure, but I don't remember what part that he came with. I'm going to wait and cover the Build-A-Figure in its own review. I'm going to cover each individual part, and then I'm going to do one as the whole. So you'll have that to look forward to at a later time. But for right now, I guess that's it. I'll do my next DC Universe figure review here. Should be coming up on this channel pretty soon. One other problem I've noticed is that this... so, like, the way that he stands up, if you can look... let me move the camera again. So, like, if you put all the weight down... it's going to slowly do this, and then he's going to fall. That's just over time. Like, he won't do it right now. You'd have to leave him here for several days, then the weight will just pull him down. But, yeah, that just could be... this can be fixed with some hot water, or so I've been told. I haven't really tried some of these, you know, professional toy collector techniques of hot water. But, so, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Figures so-so. Not as good as I'd hope. Not as good as some of the other figures in the line, but I'll see you at the next review.